Now it's time to rebuild the movement. What I got here is just two scraps of 2x4. I put magnetic tape on the bottom and I work on a cookie tray, and it just helps things. You don't have to have this set up, but I found it to be helpful. So let's see. The first thing that we're going to do to rebuild this is we're going to take number 13, the sweep second-hand shaft assembly, and what we're going to do is we're going to take this little nub right there. We've got to slide this gear underneath this larger gear that's staked to the base plate, and that little nub will seat down into the hole there. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is take number 9, and number 9 is the minute hand sleeve assembly, and we're just going to slide that onto this shaft. Okay, so we have these gears meshing right here. Now the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to take number 7, the setting gear assembly, which looks like this, and it has two sides. There's a gear on this side, there's no gear on this side. We want this gear to be face up. We're doing this, I'm going to slide it on this post. Now these gears mesh right there. Something that I was remiss about when I broke this down, I didn't mention part number 8, the setting gear spacer. It's this little piece right here. But we're going to need to put that on top of the setting gear assembly right there. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take number 3, the cam gear shaft, no, I'm sorry, it's labeled as number 5, the hour hand sleeve assembly. And we're going to put that here on the minute hand sleeve assembly. And then we could just go ahead and take number 4, which is the arm hand sleeve assembly, and put it right there on top. Now, this last piece here is, in fact, the cam gear shaft assembly. And they don't even show it in the schematic, but there's this little washer, okay, and it goes on this end of the shaft gear set assembly. So want to make sure you put that on there. And this longer end here is going to go down into this hole that's right in here. So we put that down into that hole, and the gears here should mesh with these gears here. Okay, so that's all the gears. And then the next thing we do is we're going to put back on number 10 and number 14. 10 is the alarm set shaft, and number 14 is the time set shaft. So, and we can see in the schematic that this goes like this. That sleeve has to go on there, okay, and that's going to go down into this hole right here. With the idea being that these gears and those gears will mesh, and then we have the time set shaft assembly. So this piece here goes on like this, and then that's going to set down right into there. And you might have to push this forward to get it down in there, and these gears should mesh with that right there. And then the final piece of this is the power indicator, which is number 6, indicator assembly. Looks like this. Now that flat spot right there, okay, it's contacted by the end of this arm, and that little nub sticking out right there has to go into that hole right there. So if we line it up, gotta slide it around till it goes in just like that. We know we've got it right if the end of this arm contacts that flat spot. And this is the way it should look. What's going to happen is when we put the coil on, there's a post on the coil that sticks through this hole. And when you pull back on the time set shaft, it's going to push that arm and pull it like that. And this bit of the power indicator will be caught in an electromagnetic field generated by this post. So if you've got it on there like that, then you've got it on there correctly.